If you have 10,000 shillings, here are the businesses that you can start in 2021. Let's get those credits rolling. If you have 10,000 shillings or 100 US dollars, here are some ideas that you can be able to pick and start your own business. The first is printing and photocopying. Now, this is a business that I have done before, where in an apartment that I lived in, I could be able to do printing and photocopying. So I bought that particular printer for about 9,500. I'll share a link to the place where I actually bought it from. And then I bought a ream of paper. Advertised in the place itself, I could be able to do printing, scanning, and photocopying. Now, they had different prices. In a day, I could make about 100 or 120 shillings. In a month, if you do times 20, that will come to about 2,000, 3,000 shillings. Now, in 3 months, if you continue in that way, you'll have actually gotten back your 10,000 bob. You can get a second one, and you are not paying anything in terms of a shop because you're doing it out of your own house. And your printer is just on the desk. Anyone who needs their printing done, you get it done for them. And what I used to do in that particular case was, after I've done the printing, after I've done the scanning, I actually take it to their house or to their apartment number and then give it to them, and they pay instantly. So that is money that can be able to come in very quickly if you do this business. The good thing with the printing and photocopying business is that even though it starts slowly, you will start getting inquiries over and over again. What I did in my case is that I set up a separate email address that was specific for the printing business. People would send their documents there if they want them printed. They don't even need to come to where I stay, but I can come to where you are. That is just an after sales service tactic that I use that actually works really well. So business number one is printing and photocopying. The second business is manicure and pedicure. Now, I know part of the audience that I have here, about 45% of the audience I have here are ladies. Now, manicure and pedicure business is one that, number one, targets other ladies, and number two, it can be done even if you do not have a physical shop. So as you're starting, what you do is on your Instagram and on your Facebook, put the work that you have done up there. Take a good photo of the manicure that you've done and the pedicure that you've done, and even start doing house calls around where you stay. The reason you're doing this is because you want to save as much as possible when it comes to transport and the cost of doing the business. So if you go to a neighbor and you get it done for them, you'll make your money immediately from there, and then you come back. Getting a place to actually do this from will be an additional cost that you can start incurring in future when you know you have enough clients that are coming in. Getting a shop for a manicure pedicure business is not a must when you're starting. All you need to do is make sure you get the right staff to get the business going on. And then as you're doing this, you continuously advertising on your social media, and that keeps the cycle going of new clients from social media. If people want you to come for a house call where it will require you to spend some money on transport, you can even ask them to pay the transport fee, and this is how you are able to keep the business profitable. You can always go to the CBD, to Dubois Road, and get your starting stock from, and then you will get started on the business. As you keep on making profit, keep on improving the quality of the work that you're doing and the equipment that you're using, so that you can be able to charge even higher with time as you're doing this business. So business number two is manicure pedicure business. Business number three is a fruit selling business or a juice blender business. So these businesses go hand in hand, and the good thing with them is that you don't need a lot in order to be able to start. You will need to buy a blender or a fruit extractor. A fruit extractor is a little bit more expensive, but I'll place affordable options in the description below so that you can be able to buy them. And you start this business just by simply going to the market, buying the fruits that are in season, and then selling them to your friends. You will need to add some water, of course, to this juice, but don't add too much. Don't put sugar as well, just so that you keep your quality high. Then if you already have a fridge, then that would be a value addition to your customers, where you give them cold juice, especially in the hot seasons. But doing this business will actually help you to scale. You don't need to have a shop or a stall to start this particular business. You can always start it from your house, sell it to your neighbors, sell it to your friends. That's the way that the business is started. That's the way that that business will grow. So business number 3 is a fruits business or a juice blending business. Business number 4 involves selling ice cream. Now, if you have a fridge, you can be able to start this business immediately. Now, in your freezer, you will need to make ice cream, and then ice cream are best sold near schools, where as the children are leaving school at 4 p.m. and they're going to their homes, you would be stationed there, sell your ice cream there. If it's a primary school where kids are also going out of the school for lunch, that can be a good place to start the business from. The next place that you can sell your ice cream is at sporting events. Here you'll need to have a small space where you can set up your ice cream stand, and then you will sell at this particular point. The good thing as well with sporting events is that you can raise your prices just a little higher and you can make much more profit. You may need to buy a cooler box as well. That will help your ice cream to stay as cold as possible for as long as possible. I've seen people selling ice cream even on Sundays outside big churches. Make sure that you're going to a place where, number one, it needs to be a hot day. That's when people would most likely need ice cream. And you will go to a place where there's a high traffic of people as well. This is a good business. If you have 10,000 bob, it's a good business to start. The next business is selling of coffee and snacks at the roadside. Now, in many places in the evenings, you will see someone carrying a coffee flask and some snacks around, and they usually sell at the roadside and at the bus stages. This is a business that does really well, especially in places with lower competition. So what you do is that you will need to buy a number of plastic cups. These coffees go from either 10 shillings, 15 or 20 shillings. People pay you instantly, so you put the coffee that they want. It's already pre-mixed with sugar as well. So all you're doing is just pouring the coffee out for people to drink. And then if you want, you can also serve snacks as well. This can be mandazis and gumus and any other snacks that would work really well in this particular business. This is a good way of you making an income. Even if you have a 9 to 5, in the evening you can actually go around and do this business. Of course, with this business, there is a very high chance of it being replicated in your area, but not to worry. You can always make sure that you give good service to your clients. You can even provide some discounts, which are locally known as chai choma, which means that you just give a little more tea to the person that you are serving. This can be value addition. All you need to watch out for is that you need to make sure that you have your numbers right. And in a future video, I will actually talk about the business essentials that can make any business succeed. So watch out for that particular video. So the coffee business would do really well if you go out in the evenings. Touts and matatu drivers work really well with this, and even just people who are selling their own wares at the roadside. This would be a good business to do. And if you want, you can watch another video up here on the businesses that you can start with 1,000 shillings. And below is a playlist on the businesses that you can start in 2021. And I'll see you in the next one.